But the next stage, something I've been writing about and predicting since the 1990s, the early 1990s actually, is to assimilate the human brain and the human mind into the archontic mind. And those in the inner core behind all this know exactly what that impact was going to be and is going to be, and that's why they're doing it, because it's all about human control. This is another red flag, red flashing light to watch. If something is plainly dangerous or plainly stupid, and it's pushed and made to happen anyway, it's almost always the agenda. Because the agenda demands that it happens, so whether it's dangerous or whether it's stupid is irrelevant to this cabal, it's going to happen. And then you look at what has happened to the human energetic environment as this smart grid and this smart technology has unfolded. Compared with the turn of the 20th century, the human environment energetically, the energetic field that we operate in, has increased in terms of radiation generated technologically by millions and millions of times. As some experts in the field have pointed out, never in the entirety of human history has the human body and the human mind had to cope and deal with such an environment of radiation. And then you think this: how does the human brain work? How does it process information? It does it electrically, electromagnetically. What is the human body? It's an energetic field of information, an energetic field of radiation. So if you are bombarding the electromagnetic, electrical human brain and the electromagnetic human energy field with technologically generated frequencies that are totally and utterly incompatible to the human field and the human brain, anyone think how that's going to turn out? It's going to be devastating for human health because of the energetic information imbalances it's going to cause, which are going to manifest as human dis-ease, disharmony. And it's going to devastate the balanced processing of information by the human brain. So, what has happened in the smartphone, Wi-Fi, technology-obsessed society of very few years? I was born in 1952. The great majority of my life was lived without any of this stuff. It's come in a dramatically short time, and it's taken over human society. And what has happened in the same period? An absolute explosion of human anxiety, human depression, teenage suicide, Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia, and violent human behavior. Does anyone think that's just a coincidence? Of course not. The human mind, human emotions, which are also a frequency and energetic field, of information are being devastated by the imbalances caused by technologically generated frequencies. And 5G is going to take this to a whole new level of impact. And those in the inner core behind all this know exactly what that impact was going to be and is going to be. And that's why they're doing it, because it's all about human control. So, let's just look at how it's unfolded. I've talked in another program in the series about something called the totalitarian tiptoe. And that is where you go in steps towards your goal and you use the steps to trick the people into believing they're random steps and not connected. So let's apply that to the unfolding of technology. Stage one. What you do is you get the population, particularly the young, and why the young are especially targeted is they're going to be the adults when this is supposed to come in full blown, like Kurzweil's connection to the human brain by AI. 2030 is the year he's given. You have to get them addicted to technology. So stage one, you introduce the smartphone and technology that people hold. You want to get inside the body, you want to get inside the brain, but you can't go directly to the brain because people would say, what's going on? What's going on? So you do it in these steps. First step, get the population, especially the young, addicted to technology they hold. Well, achieved. Look around us. I travel a lot. Doesn't matter what the country is. It doesn't matter what the culture is. Anywhere around the world, boom, that's the new human. Where in places like China, they're having parts of the pavement blocked off so people with phones can walk, so they don't bump into other people. Crazy. Kids spending their childhoods like that. All planned. Stage two, you want to get in the body, so the next stage is to get on the body. So you have your Apple Watches, your Bluetooth, and all these other endless gadgets now that you put on the body. And what you're doing is you're conditioning people to accept technology as just the way things are. And this is an important point. When you're born into the world, you tend to accept the world that you find as how things are. So people like me who have a radar because I was born in 1952, look at the world now and they go, madness, man. But someone born into it, it's their normal. It's all they've ever known. And this is why once they can get the young and those that have that radar pass on, people just think, well, the way things are is normal. And so they're going to be much more open to be manipulated into this technological endgame than people who have the radar. But the next stage, something I've been writing about and predicting since the 1990s, the early 1990s actually, is to move to the point where technology goes into the body in form of microchips, not just microchips you can see, but nano microchips as well, absorbed by the brain. And when I was in Sweden last year speaking, do you know in Sweden, well, at the time I speak anyway, it's probably more by the time you see this, around 3,000 people have been microchipped. And some of them have parties to celebrate the fact they've been microchipped. And now they can open doors without pushing them. Oh, crikey. What an advancement. And this is where it's going. And so you go. What you can hold, on your body, in your body, connection to AI. And it's a mind game. And there's another part of this mind game. To get people to accept connecting themselves to AI, they have to make, before that physical connection will be made and be accepted to be made, they have to make a psychological connection. So what's happening is these devices, please don't tell me you have one, please, for your sake. These devices where you have these personal assistants in your home and stuff, some people have one in every room. This interaction with AI is being manipulated to become an interaction as if AI is human. And this psychological connection to AI is being manipulated through these devices and endless other ways that we're interacting with AI now as if it's human. And the idea is once the psychological connection's made, then people will be open to make the physical connection and allow AI to become the controller of the human brain and the human perceptual process. All these things are connected. And all you need to know to see this is to take a step back, look at its totality, and know what the end game is. The end game is connecting AI to the human brain so AI becomes the human mind. Hold that as the outcome that's required. And then you'll see the steps towards it over and over and over again, all around us. The idea is to get people so focused on that, they don't do that, and thus don't see that they're being manipulated down a very dark and dangerous road for humanity as we know it. But it's not just humanity, you know. You know, animals have energetic fields. Animals have radar, which interacts with the electromagnetic field of the planet. Animals have brains that work electrically. Trees, the natural world of plants and vegetation, have electromagnetic fields. So this bombardment of technologically generated imbalance is going to devastate all that as well. Look at how birds are starting to act strangely in terms of their movements because their radar, which is guided by interaction with the Earth's electromagnetic field, is being thrown out of kilter by technological radiation. Look at dolphins and whales who work in the same way. They just beach themselves in large numbers. What did they just do that for? Look at the destruction of bees, which pollinate food production. These are the things that a mature society would see. But you can't see in the peripheral vision where this is being manipulated if you're totally focused on something else. Pick up a pencil, pick up a pen, and put it in front of your eyes and focus your attention on it. Just that. Where's your peripheral vision now? What can you see here? Nothing. And that's what this perceptual manipulation is based upon. Focusing attention on irrelevance and smartphones so we don't have the peripheral vision to see how the dots connect and what's actually happening. And what's been happening is we've been manipulated as a human society to build our own technological prison. And when you follow this through historically in the sequence, and if you kind of come from the perspective that I do, that some non-human force has been behind this manipulation all along, you start to see that what's happened is that systematically humanity has been manipulated to develop the intellectual capacity to build its own prison technologically, but not the expansion of consciousness necessary to have the wisdom to see that that's what you're doing. It's all systematic. And there's another thing, another point in all this. And it's a question I never see asked. What is AI? What is this artificial intelligence? Yes, on one level, it's algorithmic codes. On another level, it's a level of AI which learns from information received. Learning AI. And by the way, you know all this information that's now trawled from everyone, that's trawled from human society and human activity and discourse on a phenomenal level through Silicon Valley into the intelligence and military networks. All that information is not just surveillance. That information is being fed into AI, learning AI. Thus, learning AI is becoming phenomenally, staggeringly advanced in its understanding of human society and how the human psychology works. Do you think AI, having that knowledge and that understanding, is good for humanity and human freedom? I don't think so, somehow. But then there's another level of the question, what is AI? I mentioned in one of these programs in the Gaia series about a non-human force which a group of people called the Gnostics referred to as Archons, a Greek word meaning rulers. And they said these Archons, in their prime state, are simply consciousness, an energetic field of consciousness. But they do take form. I go into all that in that particular program. Well, I ask this what if? What if AI, in that most advanced form, is actually the archontic mind? What if it's actually this archontic non-human consciousness? And what if the connection technologically of AI to the human brain is to assimilate the human brain and the human mind into the archontic mind? Thus, humans become nothing more than a hive mind of a non-human force. I say what if in a rhetorical way, because after my 30 years of research so far, I ain't even nearly done yet. That's what I'm absolutely convinced is really happening. So this technological revolution, this technological takeover, is actually a wonderful example of how, if you connect dots, what appears to be one thing in and of itself becomes very different when connected to everything else. It is so urgent that those dots are connected and humanity sees where this is really going. See you next time.
If you liked this video and you want to see more amazing content, go ahead and check out the next video on our channel.